has a bachelor's degree from Indiana University. She married a guy who's got a master's degree from Indiana University. Okay? They're obviously both of the same race. They even grew up here in town. That's a micro example of what some people think is happening in this country, is that people who have similar beliefs are sort of congregating together. Point is made with respect to gerrymandering, which is really off the topic for what we got here. But the point is that it would be hard not to put together congressional districts that are alike, because we all tend to kind of live together, based on who we are. His point is that what that'll lead to, if you're not careful, is a breakdown of civility. We tend to not value the other person because we don't think like them, or we don't look like them, or we don't live where they are. And so what I'm hopeful that Columbus can do is become a sanctuary for civility. We can show, Columbus has a fair amount of credibility throughout the state of Indiana because of all the things we've talked about tonight. And part of what we can do is we can lead. We can show that we can respond, to hate groups in a manner that maintains our dignity. And we can lead with respect to the kind of conversation that we're going to have, say, at our city council meetings or county council meetings or what have you. And again, I think that's one of the advantages that we've got in Columbus, is that we can form consensus. We are able to do that. So I feel like that's a great advantage for us. At the end, or in the end, I guess I talked too long. We have a lot to work with. We are very blessed as a community. We've got some challenges, but they are within our realm of our ability to solve. Now what I want to do is show you a video that Jason Hester and I put together. Well, most of the camera, I'll take it, right? When we go, as I said, to Europe or to Asia, we will show this. The one you will see is in English. We have a Chinese version. We're working on a Japanese version. So I'm going to press a button. We'll see what happens. Is that loud enough? down to Columbus, right? Well, thank you very much.
Okay, so I just wanted to give you an opportunity, I know we're running for some time, but to ask questions of our speakers tonight. Does anybody have any questions that you're just dying to ask, follow-up questions on things they've shared? Yes?
One of the things that I was wondering about is many times you compare your state of the present with areas within Indiana. You're not comparing yourselves to outside as much as I personally would like. And I wonder why you do that.
Is that a question for one of our panelists
That's a
specifically?
question for any of the 5 people I see sitting here.
Okay, who wants to be brave enough to answer that?
I'll take one and then we can pass it down. I think that's a great point. All of the data I shared, we could stack ourselves up nationally and see how we compare. I mean, I mentioned we're 42nd in the state for post-secondary attainment. We're one of only, I think, now 7 states that does not fully fund pre-K. So there is a lot of data on what other states are doing that we can learn from. So I think that's a good point.
I would simply add that, I would simply add that, is this working? I can't tell. I would simply add that that's a good point as well. And, you know, I noticed one place in the video it talked about the fact that our housing cost is at a 92% level or 92%. That's nationwide. I mean, so that data is in there from time to time,
But it's really difficult to get, it's really difficult to get accurate data from around the country. I mean, it's just hard to find stuff that we can compare to, and it's difficult to control for a lot of the other things that enter into the national comparison.
Yeah, I understand that. My only little point is that when you tend to focus internally, you might not see opportunities or outside as well. And we have a great diverse community here that's feeding a lot of information in, but that exploration of what's going on nationally, internationally, bringing it home might be useful.
Well, a thing I'll comment on that point is, you know, through our partnership with the Lumina Foundation, since 2014, we've been part of a 75 community collaborative peer group. And so I was on calls every month with 8 other communities. We focus on learning best practices from other communities around the country, and to be honest, many of them want to talk to us and learn what we're doing. But yeah, we've got to be looking broadly for the best practices and not working in silos to be the best we can be.
Thank you.
Other questions? Yes?
Question regarding the drug issue. It sounded like, I understand the pill culture thing you're talking about. It seems like the spike has happened just statistically within the last couple of years, disproportionately so increase. I'm wondering, are there yet insights as to why this very recent spike, and how do we think it's getting into our community?
well,
The last part is likely easier to answer in terms of how it gets here. It's brought in illegally, you know, from a variety of sources. And most of the heroin that we have in Columbus starts out in Mexico. You know, it just works its way up here. The local distribution points will come from Cincinnati, typically, or Indianapolis, some from Louisville. So that's how it gets here. In terms of, you know, the spike that we've seen here of late, I don't know that I have a real good answer for why now, why not 3 years ago, or why not 3 years from now. I do think that there is I don't know exactly how to say it, but just I don't know if the word's depression, but there is a certain a sense among some of these folks who end up in this situation that they simply cannot cope. And so they find themselves turning to some kind of an alternative. And again, why that now? I mean, if there's an economic reason for it, I just don't really know. But nonetheless, that's where we find ourselves.
Yes, one last question.
If I may, I think there may be a connection, and Mayor, you probably thought of this. You mentioned that the low unemployment and the small segment of people are just hard to employ. Do you have any data on the overlap of that segment? I can see two things right off the bat. One is I'm kind of an advocate where I can be for the disability community. But the other is with the opioid problem, is there any overlap between that subset of our community and the subset of our community that is hard to employ? Is there any thought of how those two may interact with each other?
I don't really think there's a significant overlap there. I mean,
So
I didn't say that correctly. I think there probably is a lot of consistent behavior between the two. You know,
that's
people
what
who-
I'm asking.
People who are hard to employ also tend to abuse substances, be it alcohol or marijuana
Right.
or something
Right.
more difficult. At the same time, we have a pretty easily documented situation here in the community where it can be difficult for employers to get prospects who fail a drug test. You know, I mean, it works both ways.
Okay.
Okay, so Stephen says we have time for one more question. So, who wants to be last? Yes.
I mean, the unemployment rate, I mean, it's a critical problem with regard to our community growth. So how do you look at that? Do you look at creating housing for people to move here, so that it's affordable to live here, or does the company come in to, companies come in to attract people, or do people have to be here before companies? I mean, what's the answer?
Well, I think the answer is all the above. I mean, I do believe that there is a build it and they will come portion of this, that people will seek out employment. But I personally believe that the bigger piece that we've got to solve is housing. You know, we've got to make this a little bit more affordable place for people to live. You know, we've got plenty of anecdotal indications that those in the service industry, you know, are finding it difficult to live here. So that's the first indication that we've got an issue we need to deal with.
If I could, Mayor, Mayor Lenup and I sit on a subset of the Economic Growth Council that is talking about talent, right? And so communities that thrive do a really good job of looking at talent attraction, talent development, which is what I focus on. How do we grow and retain our local talent? What can we do to attract talent, which we saw some of that here, attracting jobs. So our community, there are a lot of discussions going on with the chamber, with employers, through this growth council, to think about why is it that people come and stay? Why is it that people look at jobs here and choose not to come here? So there's housing, we're a small community, diversity, and do I feel welcome here? Do I feel, is this inclusive when people come in? So there are so many variables, but I have visibility to a lot of discussions where we're talking about a lot of these challenges. Tomorrow there will be an announcement about veterans recruitment into the state. So look for that. So that's another angle. How do we bring forward veterans? Even though we're in that meeting, can I say that right now?
We'll speak much more about it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's not our announcement. Somebody.
We won't get that.
No.
Well, I just wanted to say one more thing before Stephen comes up here. We really hate to stand in the way of people in food, so I'm going to quickly conclude on my part. But I just wanted to say, if you didn't get to sign in when we came to the event, definitely sign in on the table that you saw on your left. And the other thing is, please take the survey that we handed out. If you didn't get one, there's still a lot. I printed 200, and they're on the back table. So feel free to fill that out and give us your honest to goodness feedback.